Hello. Oh. Just when you thought the insanity couldn't get any more insane. Right, now there was things going on. I'll do a quick recap. After the council put a summons in giving my mate about 6 days notice to attend court, he refused obviously to show up, and I think that was their summons, the illegal summons, acting out with their authority, a lawyer called it. The court hadn't done that, they had. They then gave him basically 15 days to turn up, because they sort of abided by the 21 days notice, but they actually posted it at the 21 day point, so he didn't get 15, he only got 15 days notice. So he wrote back and said, no, that's not good enough. He said that's not enough time to gather evidence and everything else, so they just went ahead with it, of course, completely ignored that, even though it was completely illegal. So then the summons went in as trading without a licence, and the warrant came out as trading on a licensed street, which isn't an offence. So, to cut a long story short, he eventually found out he could appeal, because he wasn't there, no one had told him this. The court eventually told him when he phoned them up. He's getting a bit close. So we then appealed. Now, it took me a while to put some evidence together, and then get it to him, because I thought I was going to go past his place of business one week, and I just didn't for the whole week. That was just the way my week went. So that following weekend I posted it to him. And he's appealed, and it's gone to a judge. I did write her name down. It is a she, apparently. It's gone to a Judge Landale. Don't know her. But I feel a trap coming on. As will become clear. I know words have been said in the background, and those words were, when you issue this judgment, Judge Landale, Hard Harry is going to make a video about you, and then we can arrest him for slander. Sorry chaps, saw you coming 1,000 miles away. In fact, I could have seen you blindfolded, hopping on one leg, eating spinach. Anyway, so the verdict of Judge Landale is, now I put in some very comprehensive evidence that the council were liars and thieves, which we all know they are. She's ignored all that. Funnily enough. The verdict of Judge Landale is that it is not the responsibility of the magistrates to tell you that you can appeal. That's it. That's it. Not a word about the 21 pages of evidence I put in. Just, it is not the responsibility of the magistrates to tell you that you can appeal. But you know what, Judge Landale? I'm not going to call you a liar. That may be true. However, what you've also done is you've condoned an illegal warrant. Because for a start, the warrant does not carry an offence on it. And secondly, it's completely different to the summons that was put into court in the first place. And what you've also done is ignored some very comprehensive evidence that the council are liars and thieves. And indeed, evidence that the council cannot dispute, in the fact that they cannot charge for a trading licence. So you really should have looked into this a bit more. But I'm not calling you a liar. No. It might be quite right that the magistrate does not have a responsibility to tell someone they can appeal. Perhaps one should ask. But what you've also forgotten is that the court completely illegally ignored my mate's question, if you like, to have the case postponed because he hadn't had enough notice. And by legal advice, he hadn't had enough notice, because posting it on the 21-day point is just not fucking good enough, really? Is it? I mean, I say, you know, this is obviously, they wanted me to do a video about this and say something slanderous. Why would I don't know this Judge Landale. I mean, I've already got the feeling she's a venomous little snake, but that's just my opinion. I'm not going to call her a liar. No. I don't know. Maybe you have to ask about an appeal. The fact that when my mate contacted the court by telephone and they offered that advice forward would suggest to me that that advice should have been offered forward with the original warrant when it was produced. But maybe I'm wrong. So, Judge Landale, you can join the crew. Chief Constable Slyman Parr, lying fucking may as well be thieving bastard. His mate, Graham Bright, Police Crime Commissioner Graham Bright, who was pictured in a paper last week perving at a girl's breasts, a girl who was somewhere between the ages of 13 and 16, and there was Graham Bright in the background leering at her boobies because he obviously fancied her. So there you go, there's a good character to have in public office, isn't it? Mind you, he's a Tory, do you know what I mean? What can you say? And all the friends at the council, Roy Reeves, David Monks, Greg Peck, who stole all the 30 years trading licence money, Christina Allenson, who's unfortunately had to resign because as a sitting magistrate and a licensing officer she committed perjury on the stand on the 30th of June last year, and nothing was ever done by the police. Detective Inspector Steve Bretherton, you deserve a mention. You haven't had a mention for a while, actually. You approve of perjury, in fact, because you did nothing to even attempt to question Christine Allenson, as far as I'm aware. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because nothing was ever forwarded to me. And the rest of them, you said I've had an explanation as to why the council was never investigated, or that the council was investigated, and etc. and so forth. But really, I've forgotten her name again. Judge Landale, this one's for you. Thank you very much for watching.